All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. It is Friday, March the 29th, 2019, and we are here for our 58th show, and that is 48.
58.
What did I say?
You said 48.
Okay. See,
and you wrote it down right.
I did write it down right.
You did write it down right.
Wrote it down correctly, executed it incorrectly. But nonetheless, if you would have been around about 10 seconds ago before I hit play on the camera, she was going buck wild over here. Yeah. Tell me I wasn't. Now you're all settled in when you just...
I was just laughing. I was thinking about watch out for that lion. Watch out for the spear.
Yes. Yeah, you get all serious right here, like, oh, I'm all serious. But yet, wild child before that button hit start, and then you leave me like convoluted when we try to start every time.
Okay.
You ready to go?
All right, 58.
50.
58.
All right, here we go. There will be a link that should flash above for suggested videos that can direct you to any of our shows that you may have missed if you're just joining in. I think there's somewhere in the neighborhood of 220 or 230 of them. So you can click on those and catch up to where we are now, or just join in and let's go.
Right.
All right. Quick reminder that the final prize giveaway for the 2019 Miami Open will take place on Sunday.
Yes. And I think someone already said their number, but I think they might want to rethink that with, you know, the person that just made it to the final.
I'm talking about the mighty John Isner.
Especially since he's won every match 7-6, 7-6, 6-7, 7-6, 7-6. He might want to rethink that number.
Yeah, I think we have touched on the 7-6s and 6-7s and 7-6s of the Isner matches since Wimbledon a few years ago, in which the game changed because of a mighty lengthy 7-6er and 7,000 to 6,998 in the fifth.
Yeah.
A few years ago.
Yeah.
No shocker. No shocker.
I think it was Sergin
Jovanovic.
I think you might want to rethink that and submit your new number.
So the prize giveaway for, or the last prize giveaway, again, we sent out 4 prizes, 2 YTEX shirts and 2 sets of YTEX strings. The 5th and final prize giveaway will take place on Sunday, and that will be for the total amount of games played in the men's final. Again, no picking and choosing whether it was women's or men's final. We just did the men's final because it's on Sunday and it gives you more time to do a little research.
Right.
Okay, Sergin Jovanovic, by the way, as you just mentioned, selected 19 games in the men's final, which would have to be, what, a 6'3", 6'4", something like that, 7'5", 6'1".
He might want to rethink that.
But because Isner's in it, and whoever wins will be 7'6", 6'7", and then maybe another 7'6" in there, you might want to change that to, what, roughly 26 or 39 games? Somewhere in there. But I think Sergin politely said, you know, I do want someone else to win because he won last time as well.
And from what I learned, he's a chef. So what do you cook? And what type of food do you cook?
And better yet, come cook food for Carla and myself, and as well as my 5 kids, and let us get a break from that cooking every day. Come on. Let's go, Sergin. We need to do a bet where we bet you something, as she would say. If she says something, we'll bet, you bet us, where if we win something, you fly here and you cook for all of us.
Yes.
Let's do it. So the prize, the 5th and final prize, will be for either a YTEX shirt on this one, YTEX strings, or a 5K tennis shirt like Carla and me have on, or Carla and I. And we're throwing in the 5K tennis shirt because our sizes are not quite elaborate with some of the YTEX stuff, so we're lacking like a medium and maybe an extra large or somewhere in there.
We have a lot of large
and some women's stuff too.
We have an extra large jacket that we might give away.
Extra large jacket.
That's a nice. It's a green forest green one too.
All right.
And a lot of women's stuff. So if you guys can't wear it and you have wives, girlfriends, I mean, they can wear it too. We have small, medium, large, extra large, and their size.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Either way, we will accommodate. with either strings, YTEX shirt, or 5K tennis shirt. Total amount of games. Give us your winner too, just in case there's a tie.
Okay.
Okay? Next week, by the way, Carla and I will be doing a video for a play test and string test that we have been demoing, or the strings we have been demoing for the past, say, month at this point. We will be doing a video next week. So you will see a week lull in tennis news and discussion shows while we finish up our video for YTEX strings on their triangle twisted string, and we look forward to doing that. So for 1 week, we'll take a kind of a tennis news and discussion break and finish up our string test and play test. So look out for that, because we will put it here as well.
Yes.
All right. All right, so moving forward, Carla, let's get right into the Miami Open.
By the way, thank you to the new subscribers and all of you who made comments.
We've had a really lights out couple of days with comments, by the way.
Yes.
Carla and I were out working as we do daily, but we were out today, and we had a lot of fun with a lot of the comments. Not necessarily just on this platform here on YouTube, but if you expand the description field below, I think there's a down arrow. You can expand that field below, and you can see the different platforms where you can catch up with us, such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, I have a few people that do contact me, and all of them actually.
So you keep up, I know you do.
Yeah, I have emails, I have Twitter, I get a lot of stuff on Facebook.
So it's all in the description field. If you don't particularly comment here, or if you want to come out privately on our email, or like a lot of people do.
And I'll answer quickly. I'm usually on that 24/7. I'm usually up early, and if I see a message, I'll try to reply quickly.
And when she's talking early, in case you're overseas or Serbia,
probably
or Poland,
4 or 3 in the morning.
You know, 4 or 3 in the morning Central Standard Time, which is probably perfect for you there. But with 5 kids, hey, usually we're up around 4:30, and usually go back down at around midnight Central. So our day pretty much is open. All right, so the Miami Open has been a good tournament. There's been a lot of new faces. Going deeper into tournaments.
Great to see.
Great to see as a new venue. I think
Definitely.
I think the venue here in a stadium inside of a stadium, is the stadium inside of a football stadium, will need to develop. I think the stadium looks a little kind of thrown together, but hey,
it does. It looks like somebody just put it, just threw it in. Like, well, it was just 4 months, right? So you can't blame them. They are going to improve it.
And who are we to say? I mean,
but they said they are going to work on it. They had little time to do it. So
little time, pulled it off.
They did great, though.
Did a great job.
Yeah.
But if this tournament is going to remain the Golden or Sunshine Double, then a lot will need to continue to gel in order to really be on par with the other Sunshine Double, which is in Indian Wells.
Definitely.
Again, I'm
well, it's going to take him a long time, because Indian Wells has been there for a while.
And I'm certain it will occur.
Sure.
Certainly it will occur.
Sure.
Well,
also there was a poll question you had in the last video about asking what you guys thought of the ATP having on-court coaching, and 100% said
100%.
Absolutely not. Glad to hear that you guys are on the same page.
Yeah, so Carla is alluding to, we had a poll question last show, where every time we do a poll question, generally it's kind of a mixed bag. 50% yes, 50% no, 75 and 25. The poll question last show was, should the ATP, in other words, the men's side of the professional game of tennis, should the men be allowed to have coaching on the sidelines? This was the first unanimous poll question that was answered. Absolutely not, since we've been doing this show.
No, well, also Bianca Andreescu winning a Grand Slam was 100%. Also, you just don't remember.
Okay, well, so Andreescu winning a slam. Winning another slam was another 100%
before
yes.
Sabalenka, yes.
Well, then negative. Then I don't answer my own poll questions. I do not answer my own poll questions. I'm going to offset that. She just said Andreescu would win.
That's what the viewers said.
Okay, well, hold on. I'm going to debate with the viewers for a minute. Then can I debate with the viewers?
You asked the viewers. We're not asking your opinion. You gave your opinion on the show. We're asking the viewers, and that was their opinion. Okay.
I say, Justin, I say that 100% no on that there should not, or that there should not be, or 100% yes that there should not be, if that made any sense, coaching on the sidelines in men's tennis. In other words, there should not be.
Right, that's what they said.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm with that one.
Okay.
But I 100% think that Andreescu will never win a major. I don't think she will.
You remember that, right, guys? Remember this on March 29th at, I'm not sure what time it is. I think it's almost 4:30, 5 o'clock. He said this.
See, this is the problem. This is the problem. Someone new, young face, whatever, jumps on the scene. They win a tournament, and all of a sudden, oh, that's the next best Serena.
Nobody says she's the next best Serena. She just has more tools than most of the
You
girls
didn't
out
let me
there.
finish talking.
Because there's no point of letting you finish talking.
As soon as Osaka won the first major, it was like, oh, here we go. She's going to pass Serena. All I'm saying is because Andreescu wins Indian Wells, all of a sudden she's going to be a major winner?
She will win at least one, Justin.
Okay, let me go back.
It's like saying that Felix Auger-aliassime will never win one Grand Slam. He could.
He could.
Thank you.
But the question is...
He will.
Andreescu will.
She will win.
Not she could.
She will win. With the women's field going up and down, you have a winner in every Grand Slam. It's a different winner. She has a chance. A great chance.
The question isn't she has a great chance. The question is she will.
Serena's almost gone. Halep, she just lost. I mean, Pliskova hasn't won one. Kerber, she says she was a drama queen. Osaka looks lost like a puppy. Venus looks like a mummy.
Venus has won 7, 8 majors.
But
5 Wimbledon.
She's 39. She's almost done.
How do you bring Venus into a conversation about Andreescu?
Because Andreescu is 18 and Venus is 39. She's almost out the door.
But
5 years from now, Bianca Andreescu can win a slam. Definitely.
I'm lost on
If Wozniacki did it, she can definitely do it. If Halep did it, she can definitely do it.
Let's go back in time a little bit.
If Panetta did it, she can definitely do it.
Can we go back in time a little bit to the likes of...
Schiavone did it. You tell me this girl can't?
Does anybody remember... I'm going to use a metaphor here. Does anybody remember the tennis player Marcelo Rios? You remember Rios?
He's not even worth remembering.
Time out on that. Was not Marcelo Rios #1 in the world?
Because he played a lot of tournaments.
Okay, and he won a lot of tournaments, right?
Did he really? I don't know. You have to do your research.
Marcelo Rios won a lot of tournaments. Not majors, but won a lot of tournaments.
I don't know if he won.
When Marcelo Rios started winning tournaments, now if you don't know who Marcelo Rios is...
He's from Chile.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. We know this, and Marcelo Rios was a Chilean tennis player, and the stages of like the Sampras, of the later Edbergs.
But he never had the talent.
He became #1 in the world when he started first winning tournaments. Okay, tournaments, whether they small, whatever. Oh my gosh, we've got the next.
Nobody said that. I don't remember anybody ever saying that. But okay.
I'm not. I shouldn't even brought the metaphor because she's like a brick wall.
Safina was #1 in the world. No one said, "Oh, she's going to win a Grand Slam."
How are we going from Safina to Marcelo Rios?
Because that's the same.
I'm simply trying to tell you that so many tennis enthusiasts. They see someone new and upcoming come out and win a tournament, and all of a sudden they're the best thing since sliced bread.
I'm not saying she's.
And I don't even eat bread, so I don't think sliced bread's that great.
Nobody's saying she's.
Andreescu, I don't think will ever win a major. She's too wrapped up in her eyebrows.
Okay, so before you were saying how good she was, and now somebody mentioned her eyebrows, and now you got something against her.
I didn't say she was not good. She beat Kerber twice, back to back.
Nobody's saying that she's the next.
I'm just saying because she won Indian Wells. On a field where you have a Serena that's still kind of Humpty Dumpty-ish out there, and then you have an older Venus, and anyone in between is just really kind of like.
And that's the same thing you're gonna see in Grand Slams. What's the difference? What's your point? My point is,
it's a different energy.
We're not saying that she's the best thing, but she understands the court and the game very well. She's not a one-dimensional player like Sabalenka. She doesn't just push the ball like Wozniacki. She has many weapons, and she's 18, 19, 20, 21. She'll get better.
Okay, well, let's just leave it at that.
That's all I'm saying.
This is an old poll question. I personally, I really do not think that Andreescu is anything crazy special. I think that she's so young and there's not a lot of YouTube videos and there's not a lot of match film for other players to watch. But you know what? She's a target now.
Good for her.
She's a target now. So she won Indian Wells, you know.
I'm not saying it because
she became a drama queen and was like, oh.
Who said she was a drama queen?
Kerber did.
Oh, so you're going to believe somebody else?
I'm not believing anything. I'm just telling you, I don't think... look, I was born into this game. I've been following this game, and I know everyone else has too, for that matter. But I don't see anything crazy special with Andreescu. I think she's young, she's a firecracker, she's a hotshot, but her time will be numbered, in my opinion. Okay. I don't think she'll win a major. I just don't.
Okay.
I just don't. All right. I got all lost on that with your intensity. But you know what? That's why I married you anyway. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, by the way, I bageled him the other day. So anyways.
My gosh. How does this even start? I'm not even going there. We're demoing a string, and I told Carla I'm going to hit every ball as hard as I can. I couldn't even walk. And she's talking about she bageled me. Did you mention the second set, though? Did you mention the second set?
4-all?
4-all, and when I said, okay, enough demoing, hard hitting, and now let's just play our game. It's 4-all. It's 4-all in the second set.
Okay.
Anyway, you're just mad because I won the last two before that, 6-3 and 6-2. Anyway, no one cares. By the way, this Miami Open, we've seen a lot of new faces go deeper in the tournaments, especially on the men's side.
Yeah, the men's side is more exciting than this tournament.
And we've seen Barty come through as well, and we'll get into these matches, at least on the women's side too. Sure. But is Miami Open 2019 a paradigm shift in tennis? In other words, are we going to start seeing now the transition of some of the newer take over some of the older? I mean, Federer still remains, right? But is this a paradigm shift? Is this a paradigm shift, or is it simply that the Djokovic's, the Nadals are a little weary at this point?
They're weary.
Or Kvitova and the Stevenses and the Serenas just aren't there yet.
I don't think it's going to change anything when it goes into the Grand Slams. I just think we got to know two players better, which is Felix Auger-aliassime and Denis Shapovalov. I don't think it's going to change anything on Grand Slams. I just don't. I mean, we'll see.
So I don't necessarily think that it's a paradigm shift in men's tennis or women's tennis, to be terribly honest. I still like to tell myself that Nadal obviously has more in the tank, but I think left on clay.
Number one. And he's training. I saw videos of him training.
Number two, Djokovic, obviously, again, I'm a Djokovic fan. You can thumbs down as we've been getting since we haven't been all over Djokovic lately. Again, we are Djokovic fans, or I am.
But Djokovic is not the only player,
we're just realists when it comes to this game. It's 100% on court or your subject. Djokovic this tournament looked ghostly. He looked zombie-ish, kind of with the likes of Venus, who's much his elder. Right?
Yeah, much.
Djokovic looks flushed. His legs look strong, but his upper body and face looks sunk in, kind of skeletonish, like Skeletor on He-Man. Oh, I like those Skeletor. That's how Djokovic looks like Skeletor right now. Skeletor is not a tennis player, therefore Skeletor cannot possibly win right now. So please don't tell me that you expect Skeletor right this point in time to go into the French Open and just run through the clay season. I don't think Skeletor will get past He-Man, much less anyone on clay. Cecchinato, Federer, even.
I have to disagree with you a little bit.
He looks like Skeletor right now. You can't tell me.
Gustavo Kuerten was a very, very, very slim guy who looked sick sometimes when he played tennis. Very thin frame. And he won it a few times, 3 times, I think.
You're talking... Wait a minute. Gustavo Kuerten, who won the French Open twice?
3 times.
3 times?
I thought, yeah.
2 or 3 times? Correct us on that one.
He was very small.
How do you compare Gustavo Kuerten, who's
a
clay court guru only, kind of like the likes of Nadal,
less 9 slams? Train on clay court? Don't Serbia have clay courts?
Well, I understand that, but you can't even put Djokovic, 15-time major winner, up against Gustavo Kuerten as a comparison.
No, I think what I'm saying, my whole point is, I think Djokovic will be fine. I mean, he has a long break. He'll be fine. That's my point. He'll be fine.
I think Djokovic will be fine, too.
He'll come back to form by the time the clay season comes.
Hence my argument. My argument is that because we have Felix Auger-aliassime and because we have Denis Shapovalov in the final on the men's side, or not in the final, in the semifinals on the men's side. I know Isner will get to that beat Felix Auger-aliassime today. We still have Federer Shapovalov upcoming. I think Shapovalov has no shot in that match, to be honest.
I have to agree with you on that. And I love Shapovalov. But I think
Nadal's not in it. Djokovic looks physically and mentally suspect.
A lot of the veterans are injured. So, yes, I think it kind of changed.
You have Barty, a cricketer or a cricket player by trade that moved into the tennis spectrum, which is great. You have her moving into a final. She was a tennis player
before that.
I'm just saying.
Left the game and came back.
Well, good for her. Either way, I like the girl. Okay. All I'm saying is that because, in my opinion, Serena's not in form yet, and maybe she won't ever be again. Because Djokovic is suspect at this point in time because Nadal's not there. Federer still looks great, by the way. Federer looks fresh, hot. He looks ready to prime his 101 title.
He made Anderson look like an amateur.
You know, the bagel in the first set. And then,
0-0, no bagel.
The bagel, the Cheerio. Forget bagel. We talk about bageling so much. Let's flip it to a tire or a bagel, or not a tire. A Cheerio. So Anderson received a Cheerio in that match for Federer. Then was down 2-0 in the second, as B-Dog reminded us of. In the second set, he was looking like he was going to get a bowl full of 2 Cheerios. It didn't happen, but it went 6-4 in the second. But I don't think that this tournament indicates there is a changing of the guard.
No, I don't think so.
I just don't. I think it's because of the lack.
Grand Slams are a complete... Yeah, I agree with you on what you said.
100% effort's not there by the biggest ones.
The pressure is on you, and it's more grueling, so it's a different thing.
All right,
well, let's start with the women's.
Yeah, so poll question at 2025. Is this Miami Open a paradigm-changing tournament in which now we have seen the younger players step up, and that will be the end of the biggest ones? Or is it simply a lack thereof of the top players giving 100% pure raw effort? Changing of the guard or not?
I don't think it's changing, but also Djokovic got beat by a veteran also. So Bautista Agut is a veteran. He's not a young guy.
100% healthy physically and mentally Djokovic against a 100% healthy Bautista Agut at any major.
He beat him in Dubai.
It should be just straightforward.
No, not Dubai. He beat him in Auckland, I think. Didn't he beat him before the Australian Open, Bautista Agut? And he was healthy there. Maybe it's just a player that he can't play well against. Have you thought of that?
I don't agree.
He beat him before. He was hot.
Djokovic is a way better player.
Agree
way better.
But he beat him when he was a way better player, too. Don't forget that. All right, women's semifinals. From Australia, your 12th seed in this tournament, Ashleigh Barty defeated Annette Kontaveit from Estonia, 6-3, 6-3. Pretty straightforward. I didn't really see Kontaveit. I watched quite a few points, and I didn't really see a challenge for Barty. She was very inconsistent against Barty.
To be expected here, I think as we led into this show, when we did our last show 2 days ago, I think we both indicated that Barty should win it. And we checked this out. Carlo was knocking me down about myself indicating that Kontaveit's been on tour for nearly 10 years.
She's 23.
Kontaveit turned pro when she was 16. Mm-hmm. Now, if you add the playing years up and not just the span of addition and subtraction, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So she's been on tour for 8 years. I told you, Carl.
I just never heard you talk about her because we've been together longer than that. So
Arvis, did we not used to talk about Kontaveit?
Yes, Arvis.
And Kanepi.
Kanepi, yes, I've heard you.
All
right. So your second match, which happened last night, they had a lot of rain delays in Miami, was Karolina Pliskova, the 5th seed from the Czech Republic, defeated the number 2 seed Simona Halep from Romania, 7-5, 6-1. So our final will be Ashleigh Barty and Pliskova. Ashleigh Barty has in prize money over $5 million.
Good for her.
Where Pliskova has over $15 million. Ashleigh Barty's 22, Pliskova's 27. Ashleigh Barty has 3 WTA titles, singles, and 9 WTA doubles titles, and she's won 1 double Grand Slam, the 2018 U.S. Open. She started tennis at the age of 4, left tennis at 2014, and came back in 2016. During that time, she was playing cricket. Pliskova has 12 WTA titles, singles, and 5 WTA doubles titles, and began playing at the age of 4. And as we know, she has a twin sister that's 2 minutes older than her.
Karolina? Christina, yes.
Christina Pliskova.
Christina, yes.
So
could you imagine being 22 years old, having already won $5 million in prize money. Now, granted, when you're a tennis player, you're paying hotel, lodging, coaches, traveling.
Sure. Well,
coaches
you make
back,
the money as your
parents back.
sponsor.
But think about that. That's a pretty great job, standing ovation for Ashleigh Barty to pull in $5 million at 22. Now, Pliskova here, and again, I'm a huge Pliskova fan, and I have been for a long time. I don't particularly care for what comes out of Pliskova's mouth after she loses matches and then lets her mouth start yapping off on different interviewers. And you know, the stuff like when she loses, she says things like, oh, well, they wouldn't have beat me if they weren't playing the best tennis they've ever played in their entire life, and they'll never replicate that level. And it happens quite often that she loses, and she says some of those things quite often as well. But on court, when Pliskova wins, she has a really great game, and I'm still very shocked that she has not won a major yet at this point.
So, what, do you think she's going to beat Barty in the finals?
I think so. I think Pliskova. Have they ever played before? Do you know?
I did not check the head-to-head. I should have checked.
I'm not quite sure if Barty and Pliskova have played before. But let's just say we're blind to the bet. In other words, we don't know if they played before or not. What would I think if you ask me? I think Pliskova might come out underestimating the younger Barty a little bit and might, cough up a 3-6 first set. And I say 3-6 because I do think Pliskova will win the match. But she might throw off a 2-6 or a 3-6 first set. But I think Pliskova will adjust. And she might bring down, like a 7-5 or a 7-6 second set with a lot of breaks going on in there. And then ultimately capitalize in the third set. I think it'll be a 3-setter, but I think Pliskova wins it in the third set, 6-2, 6-3. So a flip-sided first set, a tight second one, and then a cruise for Pliskova in the third. That's my forecast.
Well, I mean, in paper, Pliskova should win. She's a higher rank, and like you said, everyone's talked how she should have won a Grand Slam, and Barty is now number 9 in the world after this tournament. I'm not fond of either player. I don't enjoy watching both styles of play. I mean, I won't be rooting for anyone. Whoever wins it, good for them.
I'm rooting for Pliskova, big fan. I'm not saying I'm not a Barty fan.
I'm neither. I don't like the slice, just slice. And I think that Pliskova could have more variety in her game.
I like Pliskova a lot. I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay.
All right.
On to the women's doubles. Ashleigh Barty from Australia and Victoria Azarenka from Belarus played earlier today and lost to Aryna Sabalenka from Belarus and Elise Mertens from Belgium 7-6, 6-7-5, which means they move on to the finals. And they're waiting for the winner of the number 6 seed, Samantha Stosur from Australia, and Shuai Zhang from China. They're going against two sisters, Hao Qing Cheng, which is also known as Angel Cheng, and Latisha Cheng. They're from Taiwan. So Aryna Sabalenka is having a good doubles career.
Not only that, but Sabalenka, by the way, in case you have all forgotten, I picked Sabalenka to win this tournament, however, in singles.
And he said that she would win a Grand Slam before Bianca
Andreescu.
And I have to say, 1,000,000%, I don't think she'll ever win one.
I still think that if you gave me either Sabalenka or Andreescu, and I had to choose which one of them based upon right this second, who would win a major first, if ever, I would still pick Sabalenka. However,
we can make a bet on the side if you like.
However, I don't think either. I think it's going to be a long shot of either Sabalenka or Andreescu win a major, but I think it's even more of a long shot just because everyone thinks Andreescu won Indian Wells. She's all of a sudden going to come in and change the game.
I'm just looking at game. I'm looking at game style.
People said that about Dimitrov back in the day.
I'm looking at the way she plays, and this is women's tennis. It's a little bit different.
Key fact about this double setup: Azarenka, Belarus, right? Teaming up with Barty, who is in the women's final. Azarenka having won majors. And is now on the comeback. She still looks a little thin to me, by the way. You have Sabalenka from Belarus as well, playing with Mertens, right?
Yes.
So these are a lot of top-notch singles players that have jumped into the doubles market or doing well.
Sure.
Sabalenka is on track if she wins the final to achieve the Sunshine Double, which Djokovic has done in singles before. And so has, who else has done the Sunshine Double? Azarenka has done it in singles.
That's right. She did it at Azarenka, and she did it at Indian Wells and Miami Open. Well, it wasn't Miami Open. It was something else.
It's a tough feat. It's a solid month of intense tennis spanning from 2 weeks of Indian Wells and 2 weeks in Miami. When you do that, that's a lot of tennis.
I think it'll be tough against the veteran, though. If Samantha Stosur pulls through with her partner, I think it'll be a tough thing to do because they're very good at
Tough thing either way.
All right, on to your men's. We'll start off with Roger Federer, the number 4 seed from Switzerland, who took out last night Kevin Anderson, the 6th seed from South Africa, 6-0, 6-4. I watched the match, the whole match, and I was jumping, and I was like, yes, because I think he should have won Wimbledon. I mean, that match against him at Wimbledon. He should have never lost that match.
I don't know where am I gonna go when Anderson gets the Cheerio. Oh! Anderson got dealt the Cheerio.
He tried. There were so many games that went deuce, advantages, deuce, advantage in, deuce, advantage in. It was like he couldn't win his serve. He just couldn't. But he wasn't serving like he usually serves either.
Totally sorry, Igor Savage. I know you were hoping for an upset with Anderson upsetting Federer, but it didn't happen. Igor, we love you a lot, but Anderson was dealt a tire, a Cheerio, an Oreo with a hole cut out. What else? Piece of notebook paper, circle. Give me something else in a circle.
It never feels good to get a 0.
What else is shaped like a circle with a hole in it?
And I figured Roger Federer would win this match just because, you know, he thought about that match he lost, and he shouldn't have.
It looked like to me Federer was wanting some revenge.
He got his revenge.
And he got his 6-0 revenge. Federer still looks very good, by the way. Federer's feet look fresh. He looks happy to be on the court. You know, you can always tell when an aging player, we've seen a lot of players come and go, you can always kind of get the vibe for a player and where they are in their career. You look at, like, I'm going to name some players not nearly as great, but you could see, like, the Marat Safins, the Philippoussis, I said the Philippoussis, that's so many S's, my brain just spun. Let's look at Safin, Galdis, Ivanisevic.
You can tell when a player is at the end
Sampras even.
Well, Sampras did it the right way.
He did it the right way.
He won the U.S. Open, took a whole year off, and came back in the U.S. Open to announce his retirement. Didn't even play. That was well done. But we noticed when Agassi was at the end
you
of his career.
You can see the brow on their face. They don't look happy anymore.
Yes.
They just
like
kinda,
Rawanska when she retired.
Yeah,
we knew she wasn't enjoying it.
And there's so many players. Comment below. Who are some of the most frazzled brows you've seen on tour at the end of their careers? Federer just doesn't look that way. He just looks like he wants to still play. He looks happy. You can feel the energy in his footwork. Forget about his face or the color of his Uniqlo shirt, the lime green, and the headband and all that. Look at his feet. You can tell a lot about where a player is in their career as it moves forward by looking at their feet. And his feet still look really lively.
He looks better than Nadal, honestly.
Still smiling. I mean, you can tell that the love of the game still remains.
And why is that, Justin? Because it's his style of game. He doesn't grind like all these other players. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think that he does pretty well, and I still predict him to win this tournament.
Well, he should. I mean, he should beat Shapovalov, and he should beat Isner. If he doesn't, that's a problem there.
I've had this hat with the phrase and the whole deal since the 2007 U.S. Open.
All right, well, he will face the number 20th seed, Denis Shapovalov, from Canada, who defeated the 28th seed, Francis Tiafoe, 6-7, 6-4, 6-2.
We both called this one.
I was happy. I was cheering for Shapovalov. Yes, I'm from the USA, but I like all players, and I like this kid. I like his style. Much better than Tiafoe's style, who has the ugliest forehand, the ugliest serve, the ugliest volley, and the ugliest footwork. Just
to lay down the foundation. We are not antagonists or negative when it comes to Tiafoe. We really love this kid's story. He's a heck of a good athlete. Has a wonderful family story and seems like a really quality gentleman.
Well, he's 21. He's still
very young, and he has everything to offer. Our spiel to the downside is the forehand. He gets up and he's like. It's so mechanical, it's so jerky, and his overall game, it seems like it relies on it. It's like,
if he was playing women's
he's hitting forehands from not only, let's look at it from the deuce court side, forehands on the deuce court, right-handed player. He's hitting forehands on the deuce alley, and the center of the deuce court, up the center service line, then into the backhand court.
I'm not sure why, because
he's hitting forehands
Justin, but his
the
backhand,
entire court, and it's not even that great.
His backhand's a lot better. I don't get why he goes inside out, because his backhand's actually decent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
get it. I just don't like his style. And it's not fun watching him. It's just not fun watching him.
We definitely won't mention names here, but not terribly long ago, we met a very solid junior tennis player. And that junior tennis player's father kept indicating that every time they took a lesson with any pros, and this person was a good player, solid, that the pros would indicate to the player, I'm not even mentioning gender here, that, you know what, tennis has changed, it's all forehands. Your point should be 75 to 80% forehands. That is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
And I 1,000,000% disagree. Any pros out there,
ridiculous.
any teaching pros that are teaching promising people, that are telling these kids or anyone that the game is all forehand, then let me tell you what, your students will never get anywhere. Well, maybe to college.
Justin, when our kids play, what's the first thing I say to them? Attack their backhand.
Backhand
all day.
Backhand.
Why? Because most juniors do not practice backhand. Go to their backhand and keep going to their backhand, because it's going to break down.
Also, Carla and I catch a whole lot of negative drama, which we never buy into, about why all of our children hit one-handed backhands. It's too hard. Their wrists are too weak. They're never... Are you telling me that for the couple of 100 years or longer that tennis has been on the map with the likes of 1-pound wooden tennis rackets, where the game was always one-handed backhands, that it was a problem then? Or is it just that now coaches are too...
I think it's maybe not teaching the right technique. Maybe they don't teach it properly.
Or they don't have enough patience.
They don't have enough patience.
You know, they want to make sure their students come back and spend top dollar, so they just teach them the easier shot.
You have to have...
Here, spend $80 an hour. I can promise you'll leave here with a good forehand, but if they hit to your backhand side, you're done.
You got to stop for a second. Look, we can't watch the same type of player. Every player has to be different. If we have everybody playing with two-handed, it's kind of boring.
And it's ugly.
You have to have a one-hander and a two-hander. There are benefits to both, but the one-hander has more variety. They can slice better. They can volley a lot better. You know, I even see some girls volley with two hands. I don't recommend that.
I was just fixing to say that.
One hand, let it go. That racket is light.
So there have been so many students that we have come across for the first time that coaches have been so fixated on the two-handed backhand and neglecting volleys altogether. You bring them to the net for volley practice, they don't even know what a backhand volley is, and they're going up to the net, they're hitting backhand volleys with two hands because the two-handed backhand has been implanted in their brains with no practice on that whatsoever. Practice forehand, practice forehand. You could be in the doubles alley for a right-handed player into the ad court, and they're practicing forehands in the what would be way backhand court, again, for a right-handed player, or flip-flop for a left. It's a sham, and we wonder why American tennis is subject. No one hits backhands. It's all serve, which even then is subject from what we see, and then it's just whack the forehand away. Inside out, inside in, doesn't matter, just hit the forehand. If it's your backhand, give up. But that's it. That's the truth. Am I lying, Carla?
No, back to the one-handed backhand thing. I'm going to be like Serena's dad and Venus' dad. I'm going to do what I think.
And we're going to work the backhand all day long.
Yes, correct.
We're going to train it, we're going to teach it, and it's going to be with one hand.
Yes.
That's it.
So Federer is 37 years old and will face Denis Shapovalov, who's 19. They've never played each other. As we know, Federer has 100 titles, and Shapovalov has 0 titles. Federer started playing at the age of 8, where Denis Shapovalov started playing at the age of 5.
Good match. I got Federer win that easily.
Yeah, I think so too. Felix Auger-aliassime from Canada defeated the 11th seed Borna Coric, and thank you to the person who corrected me. I never knew that. From Croatia, 7-6, 6-2.
Coric, thank you.
Coric, but then lost today to John Isner, the 7th seed from the USA, 7-6, 7-6. Felix had his chances. No. The second set, he was up 5-2. 5-2. He couldn't volley. It was like he forgot to volley. He was getting a little frustrated.
A little nervous there.
But that's okay. You know, he did well. So it'll be John Isner in the final. He's 33 years old. 14 career titles. Started playing seriously at the age of 11. His head-to-head against Federer is 2-5. So Federer's up 5. He's down 2. The last time they played was in 2015. Masters at Paris. Shapovalov, he's never played.
The Isner Auger-aliassime match, or Aliassime match, was good. There was a little bit of the jitters with Felix Auger-aliassime, the young 18-year-old, in that second set where he was up 5-2, and he just didn't pull it off, and that's it. His court conduct, by the way, is stellar, and I'm speaking of Felix Auger-aliassime. He got a little rattled, a little flustered, feet tangled up a little bit.
Yeah,
there.
he had a shot, an opportunity to possibly win that set, and he hit a volley, a swing forehand volley regular.
So Felix Auger-aliassime, if you're out there, remember, your court conduct is good. You have the whole world in front of you. At that last shake of a lamb stick, if that made any sense, I just made that up, I guess. But at 5-2 in the second to make it a set apiece. Missed a couple of shots there. Footwork got a little tangled up, and we got aggravated, and then everything else went downhill from there. Keep with the good court conduct. It will suit you well. It let up on you a little bit for the first time that I've ever seen, and that's okay for 18, but let's learn from this and move forward. I do as well think Federer will take care of Isner, but I can promise you it's probably going to be 7-6, 7-6.
Yeah. Well, we watched doubles. Stefanos Tsitsipas and his partner, Stefanos Tsitsipas from Greece, and his partner Wesley Koolhof from Netherlands won 6-3, 6-7, 10-8 against Edouard Roger Vasselin from France and Ivan Dodig from Croatia. And they will face the Bryan brothers, who defeated a team they could not defeat, right?
Kubat and Melo, yeah.
Kubat and Melo.
By the way, Kubat...
And this was a nail-biter.
Kubat's been a good player for a long time. Again, her catch, his countryman from
Poland. Double faulted
twice.
Twice, yeah.
But good for the Bryan brothers to finally beat a team that they had not beaten. They were 0-3 heading into this match. They did win that, so now they're 1-3, and they're headed into a final.
I love watching these guys.
All right, last 5 minutes, last segment. Again, as this tournament winds down, Carla and I saw a picture today of the young Amanda Anisimova already falling into the limelight with the Kyrgioses and the party scenes and everything at 17. I'm not going to address the minor at 17, but if the parents of Anisimova are out there, keep your daughter out of those party scenes and those flash pictures, because I can promise you all her prospect of her becoming a lights-out player that we desperately need in the game currently will go down the drain in 3 seconds flat if this 17-year-old girl is still out partying with Kyrgios and the rest of the group of tennis players that, again, get mixed up too much off court. They get wrapped up in their sneakers and their swimsuit suits and what's trending on different media platforms. Stay away, Anisimova. Parents, if you're out there, keep her good. She's got all the potential, but it will go downhill quickly.
Yes.
Biggest shocks of the tournament. You guys vote on these. We won't dwell on them because we've talked about them for almost 2 weeks now. Biggest shockers of the tournament. I would say Djokovic losing to Bautista Agut, but Djokovic just doesn't look that great right now.
That was not a shocker.
So not a huge shocker. Basilashvili losing to Auger-aliassime. A shocker for me because Basilashvili, I think, should have owned that from the get-go, but great job for Auger-aliassime. Kyrgios losing to Coric. I picked Coric to go deep into this tournament to meet Djokovic in a hypothetical semi. It didn't happen. But Kyrgios should have been the favorite there and didn't finish. Dimitrov losing to Jordan Thompson. That was a big one.
Yes.
Don't forget about Sasha or Alexander Zverev losing to Ferrer. That's a big one. Good job to Ferrer there. Shapovalov, Dennis the Canadian, beating Tsitsipas. That was a big one.
That was a big one for me.
Women's side. Su Wei-Shea from Taiwan defeating Osaka.
Big one.
Su Wei-Shea beating Wozniacki.
Yeah.
Okay? Kontaveit beating Andreescu. I don't think that's that big of a deal because Andreescu is still a rookie and Kontaveit's
been retired from the match with injury.
Ashleigh Barty beating Kvitova.
Azarenka losing to Garcia.
Stosur beating Keys. Yafan Wang beating Svitolina. And Tia Maria beating Stevens. Now Stevens, get back to the drawing board, Stevens, and hang tight. Most upsetting performance of this tournament so far. Obviously, I'm going to say Djokovic coming in and really just fading away really quickly.
For me, it was Serena that she had to retire.
And on the women's side, I'm going to say Sloane Stephens with the chocolate milk not helping out the game. And I say a third place. Sloane Stephens takes it number 1 on the women's side, but for third place, a tie between Osaka, Wozniacki, and Kvitova. All right. As we finish up the show for today, quote of the day. Quote of the day. Here we go. Ready? Quote of the day. Here we go. Here we go. Quote of the day. Look at the sky. Look at the sky. we are not alone. The whole universe is friendly to us and conspires only to give the best to those who dream and work. Okay? Look at this guy. We are not alone. The whole universe is friendly to us and conspires only to give the best to those who dream and work. That comes from an Abdul Kalam. I only mention that because I could not agree more. Cannot agree more. If you smile, right? If you stay positive, if you dream big, if you be polite, if you help others, if you work hard, the universe is yours, whether it's in this life or the next. I find in my own experience, when I wake up a little negative and I don't get positive real quick, it seems like the negative things start piling up on me almost immediately, right?
Yes.
I find that if I wake up and I give Carla a hug right here, you know, and I give the dog a scratch on the chin, I give the cat a little scratch, I go see Justin Jr., I go see Gabriella, I go see Liliana, I go see Christopher, I go see Jonathan. It's like, let's go. It seems like the positive stuff starts to ramp up, right?
Yes.
So all I can say is never let negative energy get it involved in your day, because it just starts to pile up quick. Stay positive. That's it, everyone. After Miami, we will take a 1-week break and work on a string test and play test. But in the meantime, we will see you tomorrow. Much love to all. That's it. Click a like below. Share our video. Subscribe to our channel. Thanks so much to all of you. Without you, there is no us. So, vamos to all of you. Let's go. And we will see you tomorrow. And as the Carla always says, adios. See ya.